Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dave Russell. Well, the January USDA crop production and World Agricultural Supply and Demand estimates will be released on Friday.
January is a big month for the domestic balance sheet
of USDA's World Agricultural Supply and Demand estimates. World Ag Outlook Board Chair Mark Jekanowski explains why.
We get from NASS the final production estimates for all of the fall harvested crops, the final survey supply estimates from NASS.
In addition, the National Agricultural Statistics Service Friday releases its latest quarterly grain stocks estimate.
Between the two of those, we're going to be revisiting both sides of the domestic balance sheet, both supply and demand, with the production forecast for NASS informing the supply side, and then the grain stocks reports giving us some milestones on the demand side.
The January NASS Annual Crop Production Report, grain stocks estimates, and the WASDE are among the series of reports scheduled for release this Friday at noon Eastern Time. I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Farmer sentiment moved lower in December as the Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer dropped 9 points to 136. The decline was driven by producers' weaker perspective on current conditions in U.S. agriculture and their farms, with the index of current conditions falling 13 points to 100. The index of future expectations also fell 8 points to 153, remaining 59 points above its September low and 29 points higher than in October. While sentiment did drop, much of the post-election optimism about future conditions is still holding strong. Producers' optimism about the future seems to stem largely from expectations for a more favorable policy environment during the next few years. A deadline is approaching for U.S. specialty crop producers to sign up for marketing assistance.
Applications are now open for USDA's new $2 billion Marketing Assistance for Specialty Crops program. Danny Munch, an economist for the American Farm Bureau Federation, says the program provides much-needed support for those who grow fruits, vegetables, and nuts.
Yeah, the Marketing Assistance Program for Specialty Crops is a USDA initiative that will provide $2.65 billion in financial support to specialty crop producers. The intent here is to help farmers who grow specialty crops manage marketing costs and expand into new markets. Even though those are goals of the program behaves more like general assistance, as there's really no requirements to show the aid was spent on marketing, so really to support specialty crop producers generally.
Munch says time is running out to submit applications.
USDA actually extended the deadline from January 8th to January 10th, so this Friday. Farmers can visit their local FSA office or give them a call. Check out USDA's MASC webpage for more details and get those applications in by Friday. USDA also raised the payment limit from $125,000 to $900,000, so that's a good sign for some of those operations. And we have a market intel that describes how some of those payment calculations will work.
Chad Smith, Washington.
Production estimates reached record levels for Brazil and Argentina's winter soybean crops ahead of the 2024-2025 planting season. A USDA report predicted 169 million metric tons of soybeans in Brazil, a 10.4% increase from the previous marketing year. Argentina's predicted output was 52 million metric tons, a jump of 7.86 percentage points. But since that forecast came out December 10th, each country's crops have been clouded by shifting weather. Successful Farming says December saw much of southern Brazil nearing 80% of its average rainfall. The markets are next.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, March corn 454 down 4, May corn 462.5 down 3 1/4, March soybeans 994.5 down 2 3/4, November beans $10.09 down 2 1/2, July wheat $5.57 down 6 cents. At the Mercantile Exchange, February cattle $193.70 down $1.87. February hogs $79.47 up 30 cents. March feeder cattle $264.97 down $2.95. This is the Ohio AgNet.